Hello all, we will continue with the sixth part of this tutorial, modeling, texturing and lighting an interior in 3dsmax using Vray. So let's get started. So here we are done with this interior part till here. So we'll continue with the texturing part of this. So we have a reference over here. So let's apply the texture onto this mattress. So you can just go into the standard and let's take a V-Ray material. Into that, go into the bitmap part. So let's take a texture for the mattress. So we do have a texture for the mattress. So this is a texture for the mattress. We can easily apply this texture onto the mattress. So we can just tile this. So you can easily tile it. If you want to tile it, you can go into this. You can use a UVW map and you can map it easily. Okay, so we can just edit the texture. Let's go into it. Let's go into Photoshop and let's edit this texture. So let's take a new file. So let's take a texture of 1024 by 1024 pixels. So let's start with it. So open the texture in Photoshop. Let's open the texture in Photoshop. So let's preview this texture. Okay, so you can just preview the textures accordingly. Let's take a new file over here to edit the texture. Let's make it as custom and make it as 2048 by 2048 pixels, 2K texture, make it as 300. So let's take this texture over here and we can just make a copy of it, reduce the size of this texture and you can just duplicate the texture, press Ctrl T, right click and we'll flip the texture. After this step, right click on it, so we'll merge this layers. So you can just quickly will make this textures. So we are making it, reducing the size of the texture, so you can easily work on it. So we'll merge this. So you are going to duplicate this texture. So we'll flip it vertical. So not a problem. It's just you can select all this, merge these textures. Tone merging it. Alright, not a problem. Okay, so you can, if you require to clone it, you can clone this stuff accordingly. If it is required, you can easily clone it. So let's save it. Save it. So let's save it in the JPG form. So let's go into it again, and we can call the texture that is the mat, that is a mattress texture. Okay, alright. So you can just scale it. You can scale up it. We can use the scaling even on the height part. So you can get the texture over here in this form. So select the same and apply the same kind of a texture over here too, and apply a UVW map. You can assign this kind of a texture on the mattress. So you can apply your own textures accordingly. So select this. So you can just rename this over here as mattresses. Go into standard, again a Vray material, and you can take a metal. We have a metal texture over here, so you can assign a metal texture too. So you have different kind of a metal texture, so you can use this metal texture. So you can assign this texture on it, and after applying this metal texture, you can go into this reflect option, and you can give a bit of reflection and give a UVW map. You can assign the same material to the objects. So as you can see over here. Alright, so wherever the metal handles are there, you can apply the same material, and you can even rename this as metal. Alright, let's go to this table, go into material. Let's take a new material, again a Vray material. Let's go into it, bitmap, and we need a bit of a white texture, a white wooden texture. So if you see the reference, so we can take a white wooden texture onto it. So let's check it. You can get the best out of it. This is a metal. This is also plain wood texture. You can use this. This is a white paint. So let's take a plain wood texture. So we have a plain wood texture. So let's assign this texture onto it and apply again a UVW map and set it as a box over here. So as you can see, the texture is applied over here. Same over here, you can apply the same texture. So as you have applied the texture, so you can rename this as your table texture, or you can just write table material. Let's go on to it and apply some textures to the books too. So we can just go on to it, go into the standard and Vray material, go into the diffuse bitmap, and let's apply some book textures. We have many book textures, so you can take any of it from it. So you can take any book texture like this. So we have a old design, so you can take this book texture, you can just assign it, and you can use a UVW map to easily map it accordingly. So you can shift it. So if you go into this UVW map and if you use a gizmo, you can utilize it in this way. So you can utilize in this particular manner. So assign the same, give a same UVW map, give it as a box, increase it, you can do these things over here. So we have 2-3 textures which we are going to apply it accordingly. So Vray material, again go into diffuse, go into the bitmap. You have a leather book texture also, so you can apply this textures accordingly. So take it as a box, increase the width and height, assign the same material, and UVW map again, make it a box. That's it. So you can select all this and convert into the editable poly. So if you like to attach this, so you can easily attach this also. First convert it into editable poly, select this, and we have an option called attach. So once you attach it, so this is a single element, you can go into this material, you can shift this over here a bit, you can go into the standard, again a Vray material, you can go into this diffuse bitmap, and you have different book textures over here. So you can take it, any one of it. So we can take it because as it is a individual part, you can take it as a UVW map, take it as a box, and you can easily apply it. That's it. So you can still scale it in this way and convert to editable poly. That's better. That looks much better over here. So still we can go with this part accordingly. So as we have the same kind of a texture, so we can easily duplicate those books over here, so that can help you out. So let's copy this and shift this over here. So now you can push this up like this, and you can make more copies like this. You can rotate it. So if you want to rotate it, you can easily rotate it. So delete all this copies of these books and make a duplicate of this again. So we can just flip it, copy it, and click OK. And we can shift the same book texture part over here onto this side. That's it. So you can delete all this and you can shift this up. Great. I'll click OK. So as you can see, you get the copy of this books over here. So you can assign this material over here accordingly. So you can go into it again. You can give a UVW map. You can give a map to it and click OK. So let's save this file. So same texture can be applied over here. So as we have one more texture for the book, so you can use this UVW map to the box and apply it. That's it. Convert to editable poly, and you can easily apply this material. So UV map, make it a box, shift this. So as you can see, we need to rotate the gizmo. So if you rotate it, so that will give you a perfect look of a book with the corner. So just shift the gizmo and you can increase this area. Shift this down. That's it. So you can see there are two books, and you can arrange it in this way accordingly. So select this part, this and this. So we can give the metal texture as we have applied over here. So you can rename this as books, say books 1 and books 2. So if you rename it, it would be much better. It will help you to understand the things in a much better form. After this, we can see the reference. So we can apply some textures onto this frames too. So convert to editable poly, select this. So let's insert this frame and let's apply a texture. So we have one texture which we have applied it. We can give one of the texture on it. So select this, go into standard, Vray material, and we'll apply one texture over here. So we have a texture over here, so you can easily apply it. So let's apply this texture, and if you press Ctrl I, it is going to inverse that particular texture. So sorry, the face, the particular polygon. So if you want to inverse it, you can easily inverse it. So we can give one more. We have one more slot over here left out. So let's go down. You can select this. You can go into the standard Vray material and let's apply a kind of a wooden texture. So this is a light gray color. Texture background. Okay, you can take this, or you can take this texture. Let's take this D0 texture over here, and you can easily assign it UV map, and it is a box. That's it. So we are assigning the same kind of a texture over here. Select this and let's give a inset option over here. Click OK. So you can define again a different Vray material. Go on to the desktop. So if you can get some different materials over here. So you can give any kind of material over here. Assign a material. Again the inverse and assign the same texture. Okay. So let's go into this camera view and let's check it out. Okay, so you can save this file. So as you can see, we have just textured all this elements out. So we'll continue the rest of the part in the next tutorial. Till then, goodbye.